Hello you guys, I cannot believe that I'm already making my second trimester recap video. I feel like I was just making my first trimester video and now I'm already at the end of the second trimester. I'm already into my third trimester as of last Saturday. But I feel like this pregnancy, especially the second trimester, has just been flying by ever since we announced that we were pregnant and people knew, and you know, friends and family and like the whole world knew. Then it's definitely just been going so fast. When I got to the third trimester, I was like, where did the time even go? It's so crazy. But when I made my last video, we didn't even know the gender of our baby yet, so I was saying baby and it and things like that, and now I can officially say he and baby boy, which is so exciting. If you didn't see my other videos or TikTok or anything like that, we are having a little boy, which is so funny because I was convinced that we were having a girl. I swore we were having a girl, so my gut instincts were definitely wrong on that. Very, very wrong. But I'm so excited because I was the oldest in my family and I always wanted an older brother. I just love that family dynamic where there's like an older brother, and then I don't know, it just makes sense. Like that family dynamic makes sense to me, and Johnny's the oldest and like he's the older brother for his family. So I always loved that, and I always pictured us having a boy first. And so when I got pregnant and thought immediately it's a girl, like I was obviously very excited. Either way, we really didn't care. I was just like, oh, I kind of always wanted a boy first because I never had an older brother, and if we have girls down the line, like I want them to have an older brother. And now that is happening for us. That's our family dynamic, and I'm very excited about that. I feel like too, since finding out the gender, that made it like fly by even more, because now we can actually buy things for him and put together his nursery, like picking out things for his nursery and stuff like that. Before, we couldn't really buy anything because we didn't know what we were having, and so we were just holding off, and so it was kind of like making it seem like it was dragging on. But then once we found out it's a boy, and we're just getting all this like cute little boy stuff, and of course buying things, finding really good Amazon finds and stuff, and it's just been really fun. But in this video, I kind of want to go over, like I did in the first trimester, just like symptoms. And I've been keeping a pregnancy log of every single week of pregnancy and writing down things for each week. But some weeks I left blank because if it just nothing was really happening that week, or just the same things that I had already wrote down, I just left it blank. So not every week I got something wrote down, but I will start with week 13 because that is when your second trimester starts, and then all the way to week 26. So for week 13, I wrote down that my nipples were hurting so badly, and I don't think that had really happened to me in the first trimester. Really, in the first, it was just like my whole entire boob or boobs were sore, but definitely starting in the second trimester, my nipples were just very sore, and honestly still they're very tender, like to the touch. It's such a weird feeling because they've never felt like that before, but that started happening in week 13, and I would say that's been throughout the whole second trimester. Week 14, my skin was starting to finally clear up. I think I talked about this a lot in the first trimester video. Shortly after we found out we were pregnant, my skin went crazy, and I don't know if it was just like my hormones adjusting, or because I felt like I was keeping this huge secret from all of you and our friends and family and everyone, and I felt kind of like not isolated because it wasn't a very sad time. Like I really enjoyed when just me and Johnny and Maple were aware of the pregnancy and stuff, so it wasn't like a sad or like, I don't even know, very isolating time. I think I was just like getting so anxious because no one else knew, and I wanted to tell other people and stuff, but my skin was freaking out, and I don't normally have that bad of acne. I had horrible acne, like a flare up out of nowhere in college, and I was on Accutane for 6 months, so not a super long time. But after that, my skin cleared up perfectly, and I hadn't really struggled with acne since then. But typically my skin is kind of like this, and really no active pimples. Like sometimes I just have a little bit of scarring that looks darker. I don't know if it's from the sun or what, but so that was really not a fun time in the first trimester because I'm someone who, I love being in front of the camera, and I am a lot for my job, and so having the really bad acne, I was just like very self-conscious about that. So week 14, my skin finally started to clear up, and it's just been getting better and better ever since. Honestly, it's the clearest right now. I feel like it's been in such a long time. People on TikTok keep asking like, can you share your skincare routine, please, please, please? And honestly, my skincare routine right now is just washing my face at night. That's all I've been doing. I do double cleanse it. First to get all my makeup off, and then second to really wash my face and get in there and stuff. But other than that, I don't do anything special or crazy. It's just, I think, from being pregnant and my hormones kind of figuring itself out now, my skin is finally starting to clear up. The next thing I wrote down was week 17. Hungry all the time, but never full when I eat. And I feel like now I don't feel like that after I eat now, a big meal especially. I feel very, very full, like almost so bloated. So I don't feel like that anymore, but I guess that week I was just feeling so hungry all the time, but like nothing would fill me up. And then I actually didn't write anything else down until week 24, so pretty recent. I wrote down feeling like I can't breathe and having horrible chest pain. This was especially bad from week 24 up until last week, so I guess week 26 of pregnancy. It's like right in here, my chest. It's so hard to even describe it. I don't know if anyone else who's been pregnant has gone through this, but I try to explain to Johnny what I'm going through, and it's like so hard to explain because it's not like my throat I can't breathe. It's like really deep in my chest, and it doesn't even feel mucusy or anything. It's just like, I don't even know, kind of tight and like hard for me to get air. It happens to me especially at nighttime, especially right before bed, which is horrible because then I'm like, I can't go to sleep because I can't breathe, and I feel like I need to sit up and try to like work on my breathing. But I've been dealing with that. It's definitely gotten better since being into the 3rd trimester, but I'm still kind of dealing with that. It just happened really badly last night actually. And then when we were coming home from Ohio on the plane, I didn't have any water, which was horrible. A very bad idea. If you're pregnant, you should always have water on you at all times. But I didn't have any water or anything to drink, and I was feeling like that, and it was getting so bad. And I'm like on the window seat of this plane and nothing to drink, can't really do anything, so that was not fun. Week 25, I wrote down horrible leg cramps that wake me up in the middle of the night, and they hurt really, really bad during the day. I remember this whole week, every single night I would get like horrible Charlie horse cramps in my calf, especially my right calf, but it did happen in both of them, but more so the right. So that would happen in the middle of the night, and it would always wake me up every single night. And then during the day, my calf was hurting so bad. It didn't matter how much I stretched it or anything, it was just really, really hurting me. And that hasn't happened since that week, but it was like that entire week that it was happening. My legs are still a little bit sore though, like just randomly my calves would get really, really sore, but the cramps have been definitely much better and much more manageable. And then for week 26, I always like feel weird saying some of these things on camera, but then I'm like, I just gotta keep it real because some people out there are dealing with the same things and they're probably like, is anyone else having this? But week 26, I wrote down super gassy. I feel like that is continuing into week 27, which is like into the 3rd trimester. So I will talk about like week 27, everything this week that's happening and on in my 3rd trimester recap video. Yeah, I remember the very last week of the 2nd trimester just being so gassy, and it's like I can't even help it. It doesn't matter what I eat, drink, everything just makes me very gassy. So we don't love that, but I looked it up and it's pretty normal just because the baby is like pressing on everything inside of you at this point. And that's actually all I wrote down for the whole 2nd trimester, what I was going through throughout the weeks. So right now I am 27 weeks and 5 days. Saturday will be 28 weeks, and baby boy is as big as a cabbage, which is so stinking big. It says he is 14.5 inches long and weighs about 2 pounds, which I feel like those measurements don't really correlate. He's like longer than a foot, but only 2 pounds, so he has a lot more growing to do before he's born. Oh, and then something that I wrote down that's just been happening, I'd say like within the last 5 weeks, but it's just that only certain foods sound good to me right now, and like that's all I can even think about eating For me, it's definitely been Mexican food, like any type of Mexican, tacos, bowls like at Chipotle, or burritos, quesadillas, anything like that sounds so good to me. And then like waffles sound really yummy, and basically everything sweet, donuts. So every week for dinners, I'm like, okay, what do you want for dinner? Because we always cook at home Monday through Thursday, or really like Sunday through Thursday. We make meals at home, but then we'll like eat out for the weekends. So when I go to the grocery store, I'm like, what do you want for dinners this week? Because if I'm planning all of our dinners, we are literally having Mexican waffles, and then Mexican, and then waffles again. Literally nothing else sounds good to me right now, but I feel like I don't really know if that's normal, but I hope that goes away, because I know some people who are pregnant and they say literally everything sounds good to them. When someone's like, what are you craving? They're just like, oh, everything. I will eat whatever. And I'm like, I cannot eat whatever. I will like throw up at the thought of eating something else other than those things. And then something else that I wanted to talk about in this video was just how much my body is changing right now, and how literally none of my clothes fit. I'm definitely someone who I'm not really buying maternity clothes, because I know as soon as this baby is born, I want to be, you know, working out as soon as I feel comfortable and like able to get back into the gym and move my body and stuff. I'm someone who likes to be very active, and so I don't want to have a bunch of clothes that I like just wore for pregnancy that I'm gonna have to just get rid of, because I don't want them taking up so much space in my closet. So I didn't buy a ton of maternity clothes. I have no maternity jeans or anything like that. I am like running on no clothes. Basically all I'm wearing are little jumpsuit overalls, like these like biker shorts and dresses, and that's really it. But I feel like it's kind of a topic that's not talked about so much, because when you are pregnant, you're bringing life into the world, and that's a very magical and beautiful thing. And I know that some women really enjoy being pregnant. I just don't think that I am one of those people. Like, I haven't had a really tough pregnancy as far as being sick and like throwing up and morning sickness and things like that. My body has looked pretty much the same ever since I was little. Like, I had the same frame and body type. Just playing sports all through high school like kept me in really good shape, and then I enjoy working out. I love moving my body, and so in college, you know, I was like constantly doing things, going to cycling classes, keeping my body in good shape. And if you know, we were not planning on getting pregnant, so when we moved to Florida, I was like determined to get my body in the best shape ever, and not even just for how it looks, but I just like to feel really good, and I like wanted to be more active when we moved here. And so I was honestly in the best shape of my life, and then I get pregnant, and so, you know, everything in my brain is like, it's okay that your body looks different, like you're growing a baby. It is very hard when you live somewhere warm, and so I'm like constantly wearing swimsuits, and I look in the mirror and I like don't even recognize my body. I'm like, what the heck? Like, that doesn't even look like me. And just like seeing pictures of what I look like right now, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't even realize I looked like that. And like, I'm saying not that it's a bad thing, like I'm literally growing a baby, which is incredible. So I feel like it's a very taboo topic, you know. It's, I don't know, it's just a very like weird feeling, because I'm not sad that my body looks different, because it's like, if it looked the same, then my baby would not be healthy. My body has to get bigger for my baby to grow and be healthy. And so yeah, I don't know, it's such a weird thing, but I do cherish this time of being pregnant and being, you know, growing our baby, because I know that I won't be pregnant forever, and like I'll miss his like little kicks inside of my stomach and things like that. So it's a very like bittersweet thing. I'm trying to soak it all up right now, but then also not be so hard on myself when I'm like, wait, I don't even like recognize the person in the mirror, and I don't fit into any of my clothes. So that is just something that I've been kind of dealing with. I feel like it didn't affect me really in the first trimester, and like even when I look back on photos of me in the first trimester where I thought I looked huge, I had like no baby bump at all. There's nothing there. Like compared to now, I'm like, I thought I looked so big back then. No, I had nothing. So yeah, just been kind of dealing with that, but also very excited to see, you know, my body grow and our baby grow. And I love when I go to the doctor's appointments and they're like, he's so healthy. That just makes me so happy because I know that anything can happen during pregnancy. There's a million things that could be complications and things that could go wrong. So I just feel so grateful and thankful that everything has been really good and like smooth sailing so far. And then one last thing I just wanted to talk about was how we had our baby shower, which was so fun. I know we had a very early baby shower because we did it out of state, and so I can't fly after a certain point and stuff, so we did it very early, but it was still so much fun. And we're actually having a second baby shower in June in Florida with Johnny's side of the family because our like whole entire family vacation is then, and so everyone's gonna be in Florida. So we're having a second shower then, which will be super fun. And then baby boy's due date is July 29th. Although it's so weird because he's measuring like a week smaller. He's a pretty small baby, but they keep saying that my like expected due date is July 27th, which is 2 days before his actual due date. I don't really know how that makes sense, but I'm very excited for him to come and be Earthside with us. We just talk about him all the time. I just really can't wait to meet him. But I think that's all I have for this video. Thank you so much for watching my second trimester recap video. Like I said, I can't even believe that I'm already making this. I can't believe that the next recap trimester video is the third and that he will probably already be born by the time I make that, unless he's like coming pretty late, like he's still not here by like week 39 or something, then I might just go ahead and make the video. But if you guys want to try to guess his due date down below in the comments, I think he's gonna come like July 21st or 22nd. Who knows, because I thought that he was a girl this whole entire time, so I was definitely wrong about that. So I'm probably gonna be wrong about his due date too. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!